Well, hello, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and today is Thursday, March 17th, 2016. So happy St. Patrick's Day. Today is the day that everybody is Irish. And we're going to take a look at the market. We'll take a look at a couple of positions that I have that I wanted to talk about, and just kind of like go over a little bit about what I think might be happening out there, although my opinion is no better than anybody else's and might even be worse. Who the heck knows, because I'm always biased towards whatever my positions are. So I guess probably everybody's like that, which is why people probably, I would think, have to say that I own this stock or I own that stock when I really talk about investing or trading or stocks or whatever. Or I have a interest in this, or I get paid for saying this or that or whatever. So I don't get paid for saying anything. I just like to talk about this. I'm just really like talking about trading options, and I like to trade them too. Okay, so as far as the overall announcements from this week are concerned, they're all nothing really exceptionally bad and nothing really exceptionally good out there for the announcements this week and last week also. But there are a couple of things that are happening in the market today that I would like to just discuss a little bit here. Let's slide this out. We're going to take a look at, we're just going to take a look at this one here. So we have the Dow is up 152 today. Right now, SPX is 13 and change, and the NASDAQ is 650. Or wait a minute here. NASDAQ is flat. What am I talking about? And the Russell, which is the one that I wish would be red, is bright green today, up 1.2% and almost 11 points. It was up over 12 before. So I guess I'm sort of feeling good about that because I have a bearish trade on there for this Russell. So not doing so good right now, but I'm not worried about it. I'm ready to take whatever it's going to hand me, and I'm going to stick with my position, and we'll talk about that in a minute. VIX is at 14.2. Pretty quiet, pretty low right now from my perspective. But here's the surprise: is gold is up almost 3% today, and it was up 2.5% yesterday. And it's been climbing pretty fast. It's now at 1264. And oil has been climbing also. And darn if I didn't bail out of my USO position. I think it was last week. And we'll take a look at that in a minute also. But that's doing pretty good now. I would have been better off holding until today, but that's all right. I took some profit, so I'm happy. Here's the surprise to me is the dollar at 94.7 or $1.1325 against the euro. Kind of a surprise there. And let's take a look at a chart here right quick. Been in a little bit of a pullback recently. Not quite as bad as what it was back in October. But still coming down, and it's actually coming down very close to my 20-month moving average that I have here on each and every chart. I have a 20-month. And it's not a 20 period, it's a 20-month because I have to change it for each time frame. So this is a weekly, and it's a 20-month. This is a daily, and it's still a 20-month. And it's coming down to meet that. Is it going to hit it? Is it going to drop below it? It's kind of like my bogey for long-term sentiment. And so if it drops below this 20-month, then my long-term sentiment is going to be, guess what? It's going to turn into a bearish sentiment like we would have been back here. And all of a sudden, boom, we go bullish on the dollar. Okay, so it's coming down to meet this, and is it going to dip below? I don't know. We'll see. It's major resistance here, probably about 93 and a quarter. And then the next major resistance, or I mean support, I'm sorry. Let me go back here. This is support here at 93 and a quarter. And then we have support here also at 81 and a half. So those will be major milestones that we'll be looking at there for the dollar. But for right now, with the Federal Reserve, you know, the way that they're handling everything, they are definitely in control. So anything that happens, we just have to blame them. Printed too much money, didn't print enough money, too much debt, not enough debt. Who the heck knows? Deficits, debts, it's all crazy. All right. So let's go and take a look. I said we were going to take a look at some positions here. So I have these bear calls on the Russell. And let's go to Rut here. As soon as it pops up. All right. I'm going to, I'm going to close this. All right. There. Now we got full chart. Here's my short at 1100. It's been testing it. It's been trying to make me very nervous, but I'm hanging in there. I've been whiplashed way too many times on these. If you've been following me for any period of time, you know, and if you went back and looked at my spreadsheet from the previous year, that many times I had bailed on these for a loss at this point because I figured, oh man, I'm dead, and then only to have it reverse and head back down, or reverse and head back up, depending on whether it was a bearish or bullish trade. So I'm just going to hang in there, because if anything that we know for sure is that the market moves and it changes and it does all sorts of different things. So I'm just going to hang in there. I have until April expiration. Tomorrow is expiration for March, so I have a whole month yet. I'm sure it's probably going to move above here. I'm not going to worry about it. And we'll see if it comes back down. And actually, the closer it gets to expiration, let's look at the Analyze tab here. The closer it gets to expiration, I'm just going to go to one account. Okay, I'm going to give you an example here. If the price moves way up here and then we get close to expiration and all of a sudden price moves down below the short, it's going to very quickly gain in value and get very close to 100%. This purple line, as we get closer to expiration, which we can kind of show here if let's do the week before expiration. So now you can see that the purple line changed considerably, and it's getting closer to the, I don't know what you would call this. This is really magenta, and this is probably teal or something like that. I don't know, I'm not a color expert. But anyway, you can see that very quickly it would come up here, and with just a slight move down, we would end up being profitable. Or if we got even like within a couple of days of expiration, then it gets even tighter. So I'm not really all that worried about it, because it most definitely, if we go back to today, and how do we do that? Go to today. You can see that this is one standard deviation based on the expiration date of 4/15 up here. So it can be anywhere. It's going to, one standard deviation move, which is a typical move, would put it anywhere in this shaded area. So I'm not worried about it for right now. It can go up, it can go down. We're just going to hang in there and see what it does. Yeah, it could cost a lots of money. If take a total loss, it could be $1,800, $1,900 loss. But, you know, that's the risk that you take. And I'm willing to hang in there on this particular trade. All right, so let's go and take a look at USO because I did get out of that. Let's bring up the spreadsheet here. Here's USO right here. And on the 8th, March 8th, I got out for a nice tidy little profit on it, $232. So happy with that on that particular trade. But let's take a look at something here. This chart, March the 8th was where? Right here. This red candle is March the 8th. And now today we're up a little bit higher. So it was a January 8th. Right here. This particular one. It was a call. And a couple things to look at here. Theta is how much value it loses each day based on the current price and condition, etc., etc. So right now, theta is 0, so at least it's less than a penny. Let's put it that way. So there's nothing to worry about there. That was not the reason for bailing. I just saw a profit, so I bailed. And the other number to look at here is the delta, which means delta is telling us that it's 81 or 81 cents. So for every dollar that USO goes up, and a dollar is a big move, that particular option will gain 81 cents in value, or $80. So just a couple numbers to look at. Now, another trade that I am in right now is GLD, which is doing pretty good right now. And what we have on that is a 119 call, which is it's actually making a little bit of profit finally. I've been losing money on that for a while. But let's take a look at that on the Analyze tab. And again, January, it was 119, we said. 119 right here. Right here it says we have a long position. It's a little green flag here with POS in it. It's not piece of whatever. It's position. And green means that you're long. So we're long this particular option. It's losing a penny a day, but for each dollar that USO goes up, we'll make 58 cents or $58. So it's currently at $8.90. Well, it's like $8.97 for a midpoint. And let's go over here and take a look at it. We paid $9.03 for it. So we're almost even, and that's pretty much reflected over here on the monitor tab. We're just a little bit behind, $5.50 based on midpoint. So yeah, that's where we're at. All right, here's the Russell position. Actually got in on this April. No, let's see, did March twice. Got a March here and a March here. So I did it twice. And then went in on this April back on February 24th. So we're hanging in there with that. And we're okay. I'm okay with that. Okay, here's GLD. It's not at its highest, but it's pretty close to it. And remember, I got that covered call, and I didn't do anything with that covered call. That covered call is over here in this account. Let's go back and take a look at that. All right, I have a covered call, and I have a 119 that I'm short in that particular account. It's June. So I'm short a June 119. And that currently is in the money right now. Extrinsic is $3.48. So I'm not worried about being called early on that. After all, this is June. So usually don't get called until a couple days or the day of expiration, usually. Unless you're close to expiration and your underlying has a dividend. So you could get called early because of that. And that's a whole other story. And I think I probably have a post in my blog and a video about early calls when dividends are declared, or the day of, because people want to be able to own those shares on the ex-dividend date. So a lot of times you get called out, especially if it's close to expiration. But anyway, got plenty of room on this one, almost $3.50, so I'm not worried about it. We're just going to hang in there. I was thinking, maybe I'll roll, maybe I won't roll. I don't know what gold is going to do right now. It's sort of flat. If I was to take a look at the chart, it's made some nice moves recently over the last couple of months, but it's really been relatively flat overall recently. So nothing that excites me there. All right, let's take a look here at the monitor tab again. If there was anything else I wanted to talk about. No, I don't think that there is. Just right quick, let's go and take a look at how my A+ list is doing. Ooh, Amazon taking a digger here. Chipotle is taking a digger. I guess they still have some food poisoning issues, or whatever, salmonella or whatever's going on with them. Here, let's move this out so I don't get those goofy little flags here. There we go. LinkedIn. I could run, I got this simulated trade on Ford going, which is a 1275 call right now, and I'm just going to hang in there with that. NAVB is my speculative play. It's not doing well at all. Oh man, it's taking a huge digger. The Priceline's still up there, man. IWM, SPX, Tesla's doing pretty good. And then we have VIX at 1405. Okay, Apple's doing pretty good. I mean, if we were to take a look at a chart on Apple, you can see that recently it's been making some really nice moves since beginning of February or mid-February. Been making a nice move. So I'm happy for Apple. And Amazon has not been doing very well, at least today. Actually, it's in a consolidation mode there, I guess you could say. Anyway, I'm not going to waste a lot of time on these. My focus right now is simply on the Russell 2000 and GLD, gold. So that's it for today. My market summary, I guess you could call it. Happy to oblige. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment or send me an email at jeff@theoptionguru.com. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions you might have, or willing to take any comments you might give me. Thanks very much for watching. Have a great day and happy trading.